So for folks who don't know who Candace was a lovely 23-year-old mother. I believe her 3-year-old son's name was Zachaeus. She was killed in Jones Park in 2016. She was shot. And her toddler, on his birthday, was shot in the face. Candace died. Fortunately, he's still with us. But for a significant part of our community, when we hear Jones Park, we think about Candace and her little boy. So at that time, I mentioned perhaps we could consider some type of memorial to Candace, or even renaming it after Candace. Because everybody loves parks, everybody loves kids, and that park was a place where her little boy loved to go. Here's where it gets difficult for me. I was surprised by the pushback. We pride ourselves as being a community that is open, inclusive, and we talk a whole lot about equity. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. People came to me and said, what was she doing there? It wasn't her park. We don't wanna rename it after her because it will lower our property values. I'm offended. I'm from here. The Pickens are a long-term Asheville family. If you are from here, you know at least one Pickens. So, in their meeting, the school board decided to pass this interlocal agreement, and I heard 2 of the members mention they wanted to start a discussion about renaming the park. The decision was made, well, let's go ahead and pass this and then come back and discuss renaming. What I'm hoping my colleagues will allow me to do is to be the one to make this motion. In addition to the motion that's before us, I would like to also say, in addition to working collaboratively with the county and the school board, it is our desire, because we really have no say, but it is our desire that you also rename it after Candace. So that's the request I make of my colleagues, and it is my fervent prayer that one of you will second the motion when I make it.
Do we have a second? We have a second from our Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, I move to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an interlocal agreement with Asheville City Board of Education regarding the construction and maintenance of a playground at Jones Park, and that park be renamed after Candace Pickens.
Shanika, second.
My name is Jonathan Wainscott, and I'm a father who enjoyed taking my children to Jones Park. Very toddler friendly. I understand why parents like it. I'm also thankful to Antoinette Mosley for bringing up Candace Pickens. I mean, this was a horrific murder of a woman who was just shy of her 23rd birthday. And the last thing that she experienced was watching her child shot in the face. That's the last thing that she experienced in this world. And she died. He survived as she died. To me, this is kind of like sacred ground. And I don't think that, I'm really embarrassed by my community. You know, this tragedy happened and the community rallied to raise what I've heard was $500,000. It's gone over $250,000, not to restore the Pickens family, but to restore the playground that they feel had been lost, that had been taken from them, when in fact they poached the land from the school system in the first place. The history of this isn't good, but if it is the way to honor the Pickens family, then it's got my support in that regard.
Keisha Martinez.
Oh, God.
A little nervous, but Thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Keisha Martinez. I am the mother of Candace Pickens and the grandmother of Zachaeus Waters. I am honored to be here in hopes of the idea of renaming the park in the memory of my daughter and my grandson. My daughter Candace Pickens was born May 28, 1993. She has two siblings, Karan and Shaquem Pickens. She is the oldest. Candace was a special human being. She loved people, especially kids. When we lived in our neighborhood, when they were young, the neighborhood kids would always knock and want to play with her. She made a lot of friends everywhere she went, whether it was school, church, and even at work. She was quirky, yet genuine. She was fierce and determined in everything she did. She graduated in 2012 at Owen High School. She participated in chorus because she loved the music and she loved to sing. She also was in track. Candace was the best person she could be. While she was alive, she impacted others, and when she passed, she impacted not only Asheville, North Carolina, but the world, including Snoop Dogg, the rapper, The Game. It went all the way to to the Washington Post. They had given me a call. It also made it to the UK. They wanted to do a crime story on her. When my kids were little, I used to take my kids to Jones Park. We loved that park. It broke my heart when I heard they had tore it down. My daughter would take Zachaeus, and it became his favorite park. On the day of May 11th, 2016, my grandson turned 3 years old. He was so excited to go to Chuck E. Cheese into Jones Park. What's supposed to be a joyous day turned tragic. My daughter and Zachaeus were both shot. He survived the shooting and is now 9 years old. He is doing great. Even though he lost a left eye, he continued to progress. He's in school. He actually lives in Orlando, Florida with his dad. So prayers because of the hurricane or whatever that's going through. Let's pray for him. The park still has good memories for me, and it will always be an honor for myself, family, and friends to keep this park in Candace and Zachaeus' memory and renaming it after him. I still go to that park because that's where she was at last, and it gives me unbelievable peace. I don't want her passing to go in vain. This picture speaks 1,000 words. How can we not look at a picture and deny them of the good times they had at Jones Park? Let's keep this park in the memory of them, because again, it would definitely be an honor, not only to me, but to them. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
That was the last person signed up to speak under this item.